I make a small mistake that feels like nothing. I wipe fog off my side mirror with my sleeve. The cloth squeaks on the glass. A clean oval opens in the haze, and for half a second I see something behind me that should not be there. It is not a person. It is the impression of a person, like a posture held in the wrong light. It stands in the lane between cars, too still, too narrow at the shoulders, and its face is only a pale blur where my own reflection should be. I blink and it is gone. I tell myself it is just on. Just my eyes. Just condensation and a tired brain. But my sleeve has left the mirror clear, and now it can reflect. I turn the key. The engine coughs and catches. The parking lot is mostly empty, the kind that belongs to an office block that wakes late. The sky is a thin gray lid. The air tastes like wet concrete and old leaves. I check my phone, because that is what I do when something unsettles me. No messages. No missed calls. The time reads 5:41. My tires roll, slow, careful. Dew beads on the asphalt in a skin that makes everything look newly painted. The lines of parking spaces shine faintly. I reach the exit, then stop because something on the ground makes my stomach tighten. Around my footprints, the dew is not random. I got out of the car a minute ago to toss a receipt and a coffee cup into the trash near the stairwell. I remember the dampness soaking into my shoes. I remember how my heel slipped on painted concrete. Now I see my trail. Each step has a dark oval where the dew has been crushed away, and around each oval, the remaining dew is arranged in thin arcs, loops, and strokes like careful handwriting. Symbols, not letters exactly, not any alphabet I know, but they repeat with a rhythm that feels intentional. A curve like a hook, a line that splits into two like a forked tongue, a circle that is not closed. The halo of my footprints is if something traced around them after I walked. I look back toward the trash can. The dew there isn't touched except for my steps. The symbols only exist where I have been. The hair along my arms rises under my jacket. I crouch and hover my fingers over the wet surface. The dew beads are cold, perfectly rounded. I do not touch them. I do not want to smear whatever this is. Something shifts in the side mirror. I keep my eyes on the ground and raise my gaze just enough to catch the reflection. The mirror shows the lane behind my car, the row of vehicles, the pale sky, and a figure standing too close. It is right behind my trunk in the mirror, but when I twist around, there is nothing but empty space in the distant stairwell. My pulse starts a steady, heavy thump in my throat. I look back at the mirror. The figure is still there. It has no details, only darker tone against the gray, as if made of the absence of light. It tilts and the movement is wrong like a video skipping frames. I turn around again. Nothing. I sit up fast, and my knee almost slips. The dew symbols around my footprints seem sharper now, like they have been inked. I get back into the driver's seat and pull the door closed with more force than necessary. The mirror still shows it. I fumble for the mirror adjustment and angle it down at the asphalt. The figure disappears because it is no longer in frame. My breathing is loud in the car. I feel stupid, and that feeling is almost comforting. If I feel stupid, it must be nothing. A trick. Then I glance at the rearview mirror. The figure is there too. It stands centered behind me, where the back window frames the lane. It is closer than it should be, as if it can lean into the glass without fogging it. I jerk my head and look through the actual back window. Empty. The presence is only in reflections. My hands grip the steering wheel until my knuckles pale. I try to reason it out. A person cannot exist in mirrors only. That is not how the world works. But the dew symbols do not work either. I reach up and flip the rearview mirror to the night position. The reflective surface darkens. The figure remains, just dimmer, like a stain that will not wash out. I start driving. The lot is wide and open, and that should make me feel safer. It does not. Every reflective surface becomes a threat. Chrome bumpers, windows, puddles that hold the sky. I keep my eyes forward and avoid looking at anything that can show me what I cannot see. Then I remember the mistake. Wiping the mirror. Before that, the glass was fogged and blind. The presence may have been there, but I could not see it. I opened a window for it by making the mirror clear. A small act. A casual swipe. Irreversible. I reach the exit and stop at the gate arm. It is up, but I still pause because the road beyond is empty and the dawn is too quiet. The rearview mirror shows the figure in the back seat now. Not in the lane behind me. Not outside. Inside. It sits where no one sits. Its head is too close to the ceiling. Its shoulders angle toward me like it is listening to my thoughts. I snap my head to look at the back seat. No one. I look at the mirror again. The shape is clearer, and the blur of its face resembles mine in the way a distorted reflection resembles you when you are sick. My mouth goes dry. The gate arm is not the problem. I can leave. I can drive away, but the mirror carries it. I force my eyes forward and roll onto the road. The office blocks slide past, all glass and metal, all reflections. I keep my speed steady. I do not look at storefront windows. I do not look at the glossy hood of my own car. At the first red light, I cannot avoid it. The car in front has a polished trunk. In it, I see my headlights and my own front bumper, and between them, a dark silhouette pressed flat against the shine, like something trapped under ice. My breath fogs the windshield, and I feel a sick urge to let it, to blind myself with my own condensation. The light turns green. I drive toward my building, an older low-rise office with a small lot. I park near the entrance and shut off the engine. The rearview mirror still holds the figure, but it is no longer seated. It stands behind my head, as if it has learned the geometry of the glass. I can almost feel its attention as a pressure at the base of my skull. I hold still and listen. No tapping, no breathing, no sound at all. just my own pulse. I need to get out, and the thought makes my stomach churn because outside the car there are more reflections. The windows of the lobby, the glass of the door. I take my phone and check the camera. I switch to selfie mode and angle it toward the back seat. The screen shows me in the foreground, pale and wide-eyed. Behind me, in the back seat, the figure is there. The camera catches it. Its outline shivers with digital noise, but it's unmistakable. It is closer than the mirror showed, its head tilted as if it is studying the phone, as if it understands what I am doing. My thumb slips and I almost drop the phone. I turn around. See, I aim the phone at the passenger seat window. In the reflection on the glass, it leans in from outside, face almost touching mine, though there is nothing on the other side of the window. I pull the phone back and the reflection changes, like it swims to keep itself in view. It does not exist in the air. It exists in the image. I lock the phone and shove it into my pocket as if it can bite me. I get out quickly and slam the door. The morning air feels colder. The world looks normal in direct vision. A few cars, a street lamp still on, a smear of pink on the horizon, but every window is a trap. I keep my eyes down and hurry toward the entrance. The dew is on this pavement too, and my shoes leave dark prints. Around them, the dew begins to gather. Thin strokes appear, forming symbols that curl around my steps as I move. It happens fast, like frost creeping. Each footfall gets marked. The path behind me becomes a sentence. I stop walking. The symbols stop forming. I take one step. Another symbol blooms. I stand still again. The dew around my last print quivers as if stirred by a brat. I look up to spite myself, and the glass door reflects the parking lot behind me. The figure stands in the reflection beside my own. In the glass, its head turns toward the trail of symbols on the ground. In real space, there is only my shadow. My hand hovers near the door handle. The handle is metal and reflects my fingers. In that curved reflection, something else rips it too. I yank my hand back and my skin crawls. I use my sleeve to cover the handle and pull the door open without looking. Inside, the lobby lights are dim and automatic. The floor is polished stone, a mirror underfoot. I freeze at the threshold because the floor reflects. The presence is in it, stretched and warped, crawling along the shine toward my feet. I lift my eyes and look ahead, avoiding the floor, and that makes it worse because now the elevator doors at the far end become the reflection I cannot ignore. Two tall panels of brushed metal, clean enough to show shapes. In them, I see myself standing rigid, and behind me, the figure is already inside the lobby, though the air behind me remains empty. The security desk is unstaffed this early. A camera dome in the ceiling stares down. I want to wave at it to make a record to prove I am not losing my mind. I remember the phone. I pull it out and open the camera again. I point it at the polished floor, then at the elevator doors. The figure appears in the screen each time, consistent, like an object. It is not a hallucination. A notification pops up on my phone as if on cue. An email. Subject line, for you. No sender name I recognize. Just a string of letters and numbers. My finger hesitates, then taps. The message is blank except for one line. Check your car. I stare at the words until they blur. The figure in the elevator door reflection lifts its arm. It points toward the entrance behind me. My throat tightens. I do not want to go back outside. I do not want to face the dew trail, the glass, the car mirrors. But the email sits there like a hook. Check your car. I back toward the door without looking down. My heel skids on the glossy floor, and I catch myself on the wall. The wall has a framed poster behind glass. In that glass, the figure is right beside my shoulder. I jerk away and push through the door. Outside, my dew trail is still marked, a chain of symbols leading from my car to the entrance. They look darker now, as if the water has thickened. My car waits where I left it. I keep my eyes on the dull parts of it, the matte paint, the tires. I avoid the windows. I open the driver door and lean in, careful not to look at the rearview mirror. The interior smells like stale coffee. On the passenger seat, something sits that was not there before. A small black USB drive. No logo, no keychain, just a plain rectangle. My skin goes cold. I do not remember owning it. I pick it up with two fingers like it might be contaminated. The plastic is warm, as if it has been held. In the glossy strip along its side, there is a reflection. A tiny sliver of the presence compressed into the shine, like it can fit anywhere there is light bouncing back. My hand spasms and I almost drop it. I force myself to keep hold of it and step back from the car. I need a computer. I need to know why this is in my seat. I need to know who sent the email. I go back inside, moving like I'm carrying something fragile that could explode. The lobby floor still reflects, but I keep my gaze fixed on the security desk, on anything dull. My office is on the second floor. The stairwell door has a narrow window. I avoid it and take the stairs anyway, eyes on the concrete steps. Upstairs, the hallway is carpeted, mercifully matte. The fluorescent lights hum. I reach my door and unlock it with shaking hands. Inside, my workspace is dark except for the glow of a monitor sleeping. The windows are covered with blinds, but there is still glass in the frames, and I feel the presence waiting in it patient. I go straight to my computer and press the power button. While it boots, I place the USB drive on the desk. The desk has a polished corner, and in that corner reflection I see the figure crouched low, as if it is trying to climb up from the underside. I turn the desk lamp on, flooding the surface with light and flattening the reflections. My computer chimes and asks for my password. I type it wrong twice. On the third try, I get in. My hands hover over the USB drive. I think of malware, of identity theft, of normal dangers. I almost laugh at how badly I want this to be normal. I plug it in. A new drive appears on screen. The label is blank. I click it. Inside is one folder. It is named with my full name, first and last, exactly as it appears on my employee badge. My mouth opens and no sound comes out. I click the folder. More folders appear, each with dates. Some are yesterday, last week, last month. Some are dates I recognize as important. My birthday, the day my father died, the day I started this job, and some are dates in the future. My cursor trembles over the nearest future date. A reflection moves in the black bezel of the monitor. It is not behind me in the room. It is inside the screen edge, where my face faintly mirrors back. The presence leans closer, and my own reflected eyes in the bezel seem to shift as if they are no longer mine. The two symbols from the parking lot flash in my memory, and I realize they looked like a script, a kind of writing, a record, a trail. My phone vibrates again. Another email. Subject line, do not look away. I stare at it, then at the monitor, then at the USB folder with my name. The room feels smaller. The blinds rattle softly, though there is no wind. In the dark glass of the window behind the blinds, a faint reflection forms, like a face pressing in fabric. I keep my eyes on the screen and double-click the future dated folder. It opens. Inside is a single video file. The file name is another set of symbols, not letters, the same hooked curves and split lines that formed and do around my footprints. My finger hovers over it. In the monitor, in the glossy strip at the bottom, the figure raises a hand. It is not pointing away now. It is pointing straight at me. I click play, and the screen goes black, and in that black I see the clearest reflection yet. The presence wearing my face with a slight delay, as if it is trying to learn my expressions one by one. The video begins with a view of this exact room, filmed from a corner near the ceiling. My chair is empty. Then, on the audio track, I hear my own voice whisper a sentence I have never said. The blinds behind me start to lift on their own, one slat at a time, and I feel the light from the window touch the back of my neck like fingers. On the screen, in the recorded room, a shape steps into frame, and the shape turns toward the camera. It smiles with my mouth. My real monitor reflects my face back at me, but the reflection is smiling too, and I am not. My phone buzzes a third time. This one is not an email. It is a calendar alert I did not set. Event title, turn around. The reminder time is now. Behind me, the window glass makes a soft sound, like a nail dragging gently down it. I keep staring at the screen, because the email told me not to look away, and because I understand, suddenly, that the presence needs me to confirm it, to acknowledge it with my eyes. The dew wrote around my footprints because I walked. The reflections hold it because I wiped the mirror clean. The folder has my name because it has been collecting me. The nail sound repeats, closer, and the reflection in my monitor bezel shifts as if it is standing up. I feel the urge to turn around surge through me like nausea. My chair creaks under my weight. On the video, my recorded self begins to rise from the chair, slowly, as if following instructions. In the black strip of the monitor, my reflected self rises too, but it rises faster than I move. Its hand lifts toward the side of my face. The calendar alert flashes again. Turn around. I do not know which direction the command comes from, the phone, the video, or the thing in the glass. The nail sound becomes a tap, then another, like knuckles on a window that is inches from my head. I hold my breath. I start to turn. In the monitor, my reflection turns first, and it opens its mouth to speak before I do.